Okay, so this is now...
The fifth time's the charm, maybe?
I don't know. This seems like a recurring theme lately when we record.
But it got really bad. Like, we got, 20 minutes into the show when, just everything started going kaput on us.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. This is the Homewrecker podcast.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am the Golden Greek Alex Arion, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, Monique.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Kind of went a little fast there just because I feel like now I want to get everything out that we want to get out before
Oh my gosh.
this thing, before everything just dies on us again.
Yeah,
Just,
so
anyhow.
basically, so people know what we're talking about, we started recording this episode and we started getting into a kind of heavy stuff, I guess you could say. We didn't care, if this pisses people off kind of talk. And just the mic started going out and nothing wanted to work for us. It was just very bizarre.
Yeah. So anyhow, welcome.
Welcome. And Happy New Year!
Probably not going to talk about any of that stuff now
Oh.
because of who knows where the conversation is going to take us now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, no, it's not New Year's yet.
Okay, well, when this airs, it will be a few
It'll
days
be like a
before
couple
New
days
Year's
before
Day.
New Year's,
Yeah,
so
so
it's not-
happy early New Year's.
All right. Whatever. Fine.
What if the people
take it.
listen to it on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
What if?
What if?
Fine.
It'll be
You win.
New Year's
You
for
win.
them.
Happy New
Thank
Year,
you.
everybody. You win. Okay? You win.
Good.
Gosh.
Thank you.
Dang it.
That time.
Wow. That's the only time I will concede anything. That right there. That's
Wow.
it. Yes. So, Christmas is now behind us.
Yes, it is.
And what did you think of Christmas this year?
I thought it was great.
I did too, actually.
It
I
was
really enjoyed
gorgeous.
Christmas
I
this
mean,
year.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
It was warm outside. I mean, granted, it was raining. But
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Yeah, it was. It was like, what,
It melted on the
65 degrees
snow.
or something?
I think it was like 60.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was
Still.
humid, yeah.
For a
Um,
New Hampshire winter.
Yeah. My parents came over, and we had breakfast, and we had a very nice Christmas morning.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes.
It was a very relaxing kind of day.
And for everyone else who celebrates Christmas, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope it was a good day for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't celebrate Christmas, that's great. I would presume it's a day of hopefully rest for everybody because even if you don't celebrate Christmas, since a lot of people do, a lot of businesses closed, and hopefully everybody had a day off anyway,
Yeah.
if nothing else.
Or we had people, making a living, hustling while we're all celebrating, taking the day off.
Yeah. So,
Yes. Shout out to Szechuan House Chinese food restaurant. They're always open.
okay,
Just because the owners
Yes.
are really nice people.
fair enough. And I'm sure they're listening or watching.
They're probably, I know they're not, but I still want to put that energy out there in the universe.
Fine.
They're
that's
super
great.
nice.
Yeah, it's a good place.
Yeah.
Good food too.
Yes.
Yum. Yeah. So yeah, Christmas was good. It was
Yeah.
fun.
It was.
It was enjoyable.
Mhm.
We actually did not get each other anything, and it was awesome. It was.
We never get each other
I know,
anything.
but well, one of us usually slips in some little tiny thing or like a card or something, and we said this year we're not going to do it, and we didn't.
Because in the past, you'd be like, I don't want anything. And I'd be like, okay, I'm not going to get you anything. And then you'd end up getting me something, or vice versa. So this time, I didn't get us anything.
Yeah.
And you didn't get me anything, and it was good.
That's what I said.
I know, the only thing we did do
That's what I just
is
said.
I got some chocolates from a pastry shop that we get our cakes and stuff from.
You're counting that?
No, I'm just saying, I got us a little box of chocolates, and I did it to both you and I from the kids. That's all.
So the kids got us some chocolates.
So the kids got us some chocolates.
Right. Yeah.
That's all. See how I made that work? But it wasn't like a present from me to you. It's for both of us.
Got it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good day.
Yes.
Great day. We didn't watch any of our usual. Like we just did a show on holiday traditions
Yeah.
and things that you and I typically normally would do along with
Yeah.
our guests and everything. We didn't watch any of our holiday.
We watched Christmas Vacation, But we didn't do our Die Hard or Lethal
That's what
Weapon.
I was gonna say.
Because-
We didn't do any of those movies.
I know. We're trying to finish Supernatural. We got like, what, 2 seasons left?
I don't know. I think so.
And we're
something
just
like
kind of
that.
plowing through those, so.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been a weird Christmas, but we did do Christmas lights, and all, like, so many houses were decorated.
We
It was
drove
great.
around to look at Christmas lights. We
Yes.
didn't actually do any
I know,
Christmas
that's
lights.
what I meant.
Yeah.
That's our tradition, going to look at Christmas lights. So we did Christmas lights, meaning like we went and looked at the Christmas lights. I knew what I was talking about.
You know what you're talking about, but somebody that's tuning in for the first time may not have a clue what you're talking about.
I was gonna explain it.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
So
Yeah,
looking back-
it was good though.
It was,
The Christmas
yeah.
lights. It was surprisingly. It was. Like last year, there was like nobody. It was virtually nobody.
bad.
It was bad.
I think we drove around
And-
for over 30 minutes just trying to find like
Yeah, last year.
more than
2019.
3 houses. And
Right.
yeah, last year.
And this year it was like, whoa, what? It was great.
Yeah.
Lights everywhere. It was awesome.
It
And
was.
everywhere we went, and we went to a couple of new neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
But then we went to just like local, close by type stuff. And
The one
it was-
house that always shines through, no pun intended.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
did great.
That house was up and running, as was like most of the houses on their street.
Yeah.
It was like everybody took part, and then just driving around, everywhere you looked, everybody had their lights going. So
Mhm.
it was awesome.
It was.
Very encouraging.
Yes.
Nice to see.
So looking back on 2020,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
I don't know. It's fine. Aside from all the nonsense going on in the world, but like, for me, it was fine. It was a normal year. It was good. I spent time with my family, and I with everything going on, I felt like I wasn't as affected as most people because of just the reclusive
You
nature.
never leave the house anyway.
Yeah, just my reclusive nature. It was fine for me.
Now,
For the most part, thankfully.
I don't know if this is going to piss people off, but I didn't have a hard time this year. I actually had a really good year. Considering like all the COVID stuff and all that, that aside, I looked at it like I went through a lot this year. I transformed a lot. I learned a lot. And for me, I thought this was a really good year. And all these people, like at Christmas time, they were doing things with the Grinch, 2020, stinks,
All these people
stunk.
doing what? What are you talking
Like
about?
people online that I
Oh,
see.
gee. Well, that's your problem. You go on social
People
media
at
online.
work. Can I finish fucking talking,
Why are
please?
you swearing at me?
Jesus, because you won't let me finish. People at work. Everyone just is like so negative about the year, and yeah, it wasn't a perfect year. I'll be honest.
Are any years perfect?
No. But I look at it like we had a chance, to make the best of it. I know I made the best of my year, considering all the negative around. I actually had a really good 2020. And I don't care if that pisses people off. That's your problem.
High five.
Yeah.
All right, you had a good year.
I did.
That's great.
And what's interesting is this, if anyone follows numerology, 2020 is a year 9 for me, so I'm going into a year 1 in 2020.
Wait, what? Explain that again.
Anyone who follows numerology,
Yeah.
I am currently in a year 9. So for 2021, I'll be going into a year 1.
Do you follow numerology, or do you?
For those who understand it, who read about it, who study it, who use it,
I love how you get mad at me because I'm
the
just
way
asking you a
you
question.
do it,
What did I do? Well, the
just
way I do
anyone
what?
follow it.
What? Sometimes I can't even talk. You just take everything so
It's the way you say things.
so it's all the delivery, is
Yes.
what you're saying.
Poor delivery.
Poor delivery. Some might argue it's a perfect delivery. I would argue that. Anyway,
So what are you
So-
trying to say?
I wasn't trying to say anything. Go ahead.
Anyone who's into numerology, who understands it,
Who follows it on Twitter? Who follows it on Facebook? Where else do you follow on
who
Facebook?
follows it like a little lost puppy dog,
What What do you do on Facebook? Is it Friends? Is it still a friend? What
know.
the hell's Facebook one
I don't
again?
know. What was MySpace?
I don't know.
What is she
I
on
never had a
MySpace?
MySpace, so
I
I
don't
couldn't
know.
tell you. I don't know what.
Anyway, numerology, I'm going into a year 1, and that's usually like new beginnings. And it's just really interesting because this year I feel like I've had a lot of breakthroughs, and I've gotten to points where I'm kind of getting to a new beginning, and there's a lot going on in our life that's starting new beginnings. And just kind of looking back, I didn't notice it until this week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going into a year 1, and it just really made sense for me. And I just
Okay.
thought that was really cool.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know what my year numerology thing is.
I think you're a year 6.
That I'm gonna be a 6 or I'm
You
in
are a
6?
6, so you'll be a 7.
I don't even know what that means. But
Maybe
okay.
you should follow it and find out.
I'll start following numerology. Whatever that means. I'll get right on that. Sure. So, yeah, 2020.
2020. And
Yahoo.
yeah, and I did a year, a spread for 2021 to kind
What's
of
a spread?
oh my god, to predict 2021. I did a tarot spread. You gotta let me finish spitting the words out. I'm trying to form the thoughts in my head to get it out. You know how I operate. So our friend Karen Rontowski, who has the podcast Paranormal Karen, she asked me to do a prediction for 2021. It's so weird saying 2021. It feels like it's extra work saying it. Try it.
2021.
Isn't it like a little extra work trying to say it with your mouth moving? No? Okay.
What are you talking about?
Because I'm like trying to say 2021 and I feel like it's just extra work for my mouth, I guess. Anyway, so I did a spread. I used my Rider-Waite Tarot and I used my Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. And so I did one card for every month in the year and then an overall card.
So you pulled 12 cards?
Yes.
Okay.
From each deck. I did the Rider-Waite first. And then I did my Sacred Geometry Oracle
Why
deck.
are you talking slow like that?
Because your face, you're like, wait a minute.
Well, because you say you use all this terminology. You use all this terminology. Somebody may not know what you're talking
I'm
about.
going to explain it.
Carry on. I'm gonna just be quiet. You look at me and give me like the high sign or something when you're ready for me to speak. I'll just turn my mic
Just
off.
because you don't let me finish. Good. So the Rider-Waite deck is probably one of the most popular tarot reading decks, and that's what I use for most of my tarot readings. But then I have oracle decks, and so I did a 12-month spread with a general, like overall card. So I pulled 13 cards from the Rider-Waite tarot deck. Then I pulled another 13 cards from my Sacred Geometry Oracle deck, which is an oracle deck that is in line. It has sacred geometry images and it talks about it and uses the types of sacred geometry to explain what's going on in the card. And it's a very interesting deck. So what was interesting is the oracle deck and the tarot deck, a lot of it really lined up with what the other card was saying. And I thought that was very interesting. So I gave my 2021 predictions. I went over it with Karen for her show. I don't know if it'll be on or not, but if it is, it'll probably be on. If you're hearing this on a Wednesday before New Year's, I think it'll come out on New Year's Day. But yeah, so if for some reason I'm not on it, then I'll go over my predictions here. But it was a really interesting prediction for 2021. And one thing that I got was with January, a lot of people are still asleep. They're not seeing things for what they really are. And I feel like that's kind of going on right now. So it's almost like a continuation of everything, that people aren't quite waking up yet to everything that's going on, but they're going to start like February and March. People are going to start waking up. And what I mean by that is, be it spiritually or be it by just what we've talked a lot about with deception, manipulation, programming, all the things used to divide and conquer. Would you say? You can talk. The face. Is your mic on? No, did you shut it off in the drama?
I have no idea what you're talking about with drama and what have you.
What?
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear myself. I'm just gonna talk. I can't hear myself with the.
Okay.
Alright. Cool. Yeah, divide and conquer.
Okay, you gotta get out of this grumpiness.
Did you say grumpiness?
Yeah.
I'm
whatever. Okay.
I'm not grumpy at all. I don't know what you're talking
We're trying to
about.
have a conversation. But we've talked about this before, about the way that people are manipulated and the way that I've said it almost like there's like a curtain hanging in front of them so they can't see what's really out there. They just want us to see what they want us to see and not what's really there.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people are going to be waking up to that and seeing the truth of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I hope you're right with all
I hope
that
so too.
stuff. I hope
And
you're
I'm not
right.
going to say it's going to hold true for everyone,
No,
but
there's never any absolutes for anything.
yeah.
So yeah, you're never going to get everyone on board or
No.
whatever. Nor should you want to. What, you know what I mean? Like, why? How boring would it be if everybody thought the same, if everybody did the same stuff, everybody looked the same?
Okay, and that's something with all this division that's happened over the past years, where you have these politics that have divided people so much. It's gotten so bad, people won't talk to each other, like within a family. Best friends stop talking to each other. I know with politics, you know, I've said it before, people who I was friends with, oh, well, if you believe this or if you like this person, then unfriend me. And it's just like, why are you giving ultimatums? Why can't you just be like, hey, I know you're a good person. We don't agree. That's okay.
That's why I never talk politics.
Yeah. But what happened to having a conversation? And I think a lot of it is that deceptiveness and that manipulation where the powers that be, if you will, people trying to pull the strings, are trying to just get us so emotional and so upset about things that we react instead of saying, this doesn't really make sense. Let me think about what's really going on here. They just want us to become overwhelmed with emotion and just react and snap at people and stop talking and just shut down when we should be having a conversation.
Yeah, but how are you going to have a conversation with people now, especially now when if I throw things off our set here?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, how are you supposed to have a conversation with people if they close down areas of where people congregate and meet so that you can have conversations? And then if you try to have a conversation online or social media, there's all kinds of censorship and shadow banning and all that
But
kind of stuff going on. Oh, I let you talk.
I was going to say, but even on the telephone, like friends talking.
Okay, but with the way technology has taken over our lives and our culture, how many people do you talk to on the phone other than your parents? How many people do you talk to on the phone now? You don't. You text, right? Most people, I'm going to say safely, I'm going to presume most people now will do a text, or they'll text people. Very rarely do you see people that still talk on the phone.
I like talking on the phone.
I'm just saying. I mean, aside from you and I talking to each other when one of us is out of the house or something like that, or whatever. When do I don't talk to anybody on the phone. Very
I talk
rarely.
to my brother on the phone.
Very infrequently. I very rarely talk to anybody on the phone. I mean, and that's me, but I know for a fact most people I communicate with will text me.
Yeah.
And will initiate a text conversation. It's very rarely you talk
Well,
on the
I
phone.
think
So
text is less interruptive compared to like if you answer the phone, you have to talk. Where
regardless,
text,
you still can't get together and talk with a lot of people anymore. Especially this past year with people, bars, businesses, restaurants, all that getting closed down in a lot of areas. So those places where you can get together and congregate and exchange ideas and things like that, that's gone for the most part. It's not like it was. So slowly we've been creeping towards what we're at right now. And it's not just whatever is going on, allegedly, supposedly, in the world. It's just the way the culture and the way we've all been shifting towards being less personable, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's obviously done on purpose.
Of course it is.
Because we need to be personable to each other. We need to communicate with each other. And regardless of if we agree or disagree on a subject, we still need to be human to each other and be kind and help each other out. You know, not try to fist fight someone because they like a certain president or candidate or whatever. Or they lean a certain way in politics.
I would hope that soon people start to, because it's gotten so far this way with politics, I would hope that soon it starts going the other way. Kind of like
the pendulum
swinging. Yeah, I'm hoping it starts to swing further back this way again, where everybody's like, okay, enough of this BS with politics and politicians. Because, again, I don't want to get into any of that stuff, but it's nonsense. I mean, it's all BS. Both sides. Doesn't matter who you're for or whatever. It's all BS. If nobody's figured that out yet, I hope that in January, February, and March, like you said, people start to figure it out.
Up.
Because it doesn't matter who you voted for. What has changed? What has changed? Even if the person you wanted to win won, has anything changed for the better? I would argue no.
One of the things that I've said before, and in terms of people waking up, human beings are manifesting machines. We have the ability to manifest things for ourselves and in our future. We can do that. But I'm going to call it powers that be, who try to manipulate us, who try to hide the truth from us, they put everything in their power to program us and condition us. So instead of us manifesting for ourselves, we're manifesting for them. And that's part of that feeding off the raw emotion. People get so caught up in their feelings, they start manifesting what somebody else wants them to manifest, not what they truly want. And so that's why I think it's really important that people wake up and they start taking charge of their life and they start manifesting for themselves and not just blindly, unknowingly manifest things for someone else or others.
I think, obviously this is just a theory, but I think that the thing that the people pulling the strings, or whatever you want to call it, I think the thing that they fear the most, because everybody fears something, is us waking up. And I say us, I mean collectively, people waking up and figuring out the trick that's being played on them. Because, as we've said so many times, there's so many more of us than there are of them.
Yeah. Well,
but
what?
We've been manipulated for so long, and if you think that this is the first time this kind of stuff, in my opinion, has been going on for centuries. Centuries, not decades, centuries. As we've talked in a previous episode, I have, over the past few years especially, just unplugging from everything going on, eliminating social media, TV, all that kind of stuff. Just thinking about stuff. It's funny when you don't have all those other distractions in your life, when you don't have, clicking on like a news site or something. Like I removed all that stuff from my life. Like I don't know what's going on in the world. I know from hearing from you, mostly. You start to think about other stuff. Like it's amazing how the brain just starts to think.
Oh, yeah.
And starts to go, wait a minute, what about this? And you start to question everything.
Especially if you do it out in nature. Like if you go out in nature, you go for a walk.
Sure. But
you just get unplugged. You get away from everything.
But where I was going with that was, I started to think, like, okay, like I said, I question everything. I always kind of have been like that, but now, especially now, it's like, okay, I'm really now just digging into everything and looking back and going, you know what? I think everything we've been told is BS. Like literally everything. Everything. And so now I almost, like I said previously, I almost have been unlearning stuff that I've learned in my...
It's like deprogramming.
Yes, exactly. It's like deprogramming myself.
Yes.
And now going back, and what I've actually done is I've started reading a lot of books from like the late 1800s, early 1900s about, for one thing, health and fitness and stuff like that. That's always been a passion of mine. And that's where I started like looking at a lot of different, authors and people from back then to see what were they saying that's different than what's being pushed now.
Yeah.
And it's so different, and it's so, if you look at it, it's so basic and elementary, and so obvious.
But people say, but science, we've learned things, we've discovered things.
Here's the thing with that, though. Again, just using logic and the brain and trying to remove all the distractions and nonsense. Science, it's like religion. Especially now.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, trust the science. Why the hell should I trust the
science that gets manipulated, data that gets manipulated to fit their agenda?
Especially now. Like in the last, I'll say, not even just today, but like in the last probably 20, 30 years, it's all manipulated. It's all propaganda.
Yeah.
It's none of it is like the actual real science. And if you look at what science is, science should never be accepted as an absolute for anything, because science alone should always be questioned and attacked from a million different angles with a million different variables thrown in. That's science. It should always be questioned and always be changing. Should always be. Never accept any absolutes with science.
But that's what happens now.
Yeah, but if you look at now, and again, all by design, in my view, you have people that say, you gotta wear a mask. Then you got other people say, well, masks don't work. Then you got other people say, well, masks do work. And then you got other people say, well, masks work sometimes, but not all the time. Then you got other people say, well, you only need to wear a mask when you're inside with people because you can't be 6 feet apart. The magic number is 6 feet for some reason that somebody arbitrarily pulled out of their ass. And it's all just people saying shit. That's all it is. Like, there's no studies. And any studies that come out, usually if you wait a couple of months, you'll find out they were either manipulated, they were found to be wrong, or they were disproven, or something. It always happens. So, when somebody says, trust the science, I go, trust this. That's
him flipping off the camera.
That's me sticking up my thumb to the middle finger. I don't trust anyone or anything. I trust what works for me and what I see works for my family who I'm responsible for.
I feel like go with what you feel is right.
Exactly. And if anybody tries to tell me what I should be doing, again, I just flipped off the camera for anybody watching.
What's the saying? My body, my choice.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But...
So yeah, anyway, everything is BS. Everything...
But
stop listening to other people. Figure out what works for
you. Think for yourself. I mean, we've said it since the beginning. We put stuff out there to make people think. You need to figure things out for yourself. You need to realize like what holds true for you, what you feel inside is right. Because not everyone's going to agree on everything, and that doesn't make anyone wrong. It just means like that's their beliefs, like that's what works for them, and that's okay. And that's why I'm saying like we all need, like we are all connected in one way or another, and we have to stop fighting, we have to stop bickering, and we have to start working together and put aside our differences and learn how to communicate and how to work with each other. Because like I almost feel like I have been in a bubble over the past year because I just elevated myself out of the bullshit. All the drama, I just saw it for what it is. It's a way to divide and conquer. It's a way to manipulate people using their feelings. And especially as an empath, I felt very apathetic because it's just like, I don't care because I know it's all bullshit. But I also felt like it made me stronger that I didn't get dragged into it because I'm so easily pulled in and my heart breaks and I feel so bad and then I get angry and upset. And I realized, like, no, it's just people manipulating my emotions to get the desired reaction that they want. And I'm not going to fall into that. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah,
That's a
and
good
so
way to
like people might get pissed by hearing that, like, oh, you don't care, but it's not that I don't care. It's just I see it for what it is.
Well,
If you're walking down the street and you see crap, dog taking a crap in the middle of the road, you're just gonna walk in it because that's the path that you're going, or you're gonna see it for what it is. Say, oh, I'm not gonna step in that. I'm gonna go around it.
Good analogy. Good analogy. Yeah, I think, and I've said this in the past too. So I'm going to sound like I'm repeating myself. Shocker. If everybody just cared about what was going on in their own home and cared about what was going on with themselves and didn't worry about anyone else, I just solved world peace. There you have it.
Well, I think you can care about people and look out for other people, but don't get involved in their business.
You worry about yourself and worry about what you're doing, and you don't worry about anybody else. As long as that somebody else isn't causing you any physical harm.
No, I get what you're saying.
Let people be,
Yeah.
leave people be.
Exactly, but the way you make it sound is just look out for only you and don't care for anyone else. So I'm just trying to say,
that's what I said, and that's what I meant.
Well, I'm trying to say I don't agree with that then. And that I feel like, yeah, mind your own business. Let other people mind their own business.
I look out for myself and my family.
Yeah.
That's it.
But
I'm not going to worry about anybody else.
that's fine, but I'm just saying...
prioritize my own family. If somebody else prioritized their own family, everybody'd be good.
Fine, but I'm saying I feel you should look out for other people, help other people, but don't fall into their drama. Don't fall into their crap. You mind your own business, let them mind their own business.
I'm not saying don't help other people. Okay? That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you, what it kind of comes off as.
I don't care how it comes off.
Obviously.
No, I don't.
And I'm saying why I don't agree with that, because I'm telling you how I feel.
You don't agree with how I come off. That's fine.
No, I don't agree with what you were saying then, because I think we should still help each other.
Okay, can you define help each other? I want to know what you mean by help each other, please. Elaborate on that.
So, mind my own business.
Yes,
if I'm in the store and I see somebody struggling, their arms are full, and they're struggling to get the door open so they can get out, I'm going to open that door and I'm going to help them.
I would open the door and help them
Now,
as
one
well.
could say, why should I bother? Not my problem. I'm just going to worry about myself and my family. That doesn't concern me. So I'm just saying, like, you help other people. You can go out of your way to do kind things for others.
You're talking about just random acts of kindness and just being
or like looking out for your neighbors.
A respectful person.
Yeah. Or like
I never said don't
be
a respectful person.
The way it came off to me was like, nope, I only worry about myself and my family. Fuck everyone else.
Yeah.
I'm not going to help them if they need help. I'm not.
Okay. Well, again, when you have to define what you mean by help. You have to define what you mean by not help, not care about anybody else.
Like if our neighbor breaks a leg and can't shovel their driveway, I would go help them.
Okay, as would I.
That's what I'm saying. Like we'd be good to each other.
Yeah, you'd be good to each other, but you worry about yourself and your family. Worry about what's going on in your backyard, not what's going on in fucking Tuscaloosa, Alabama, okay? Don't give a shit about that. Worry about what's going on in your backyard. That's what I'm saying. Worry about you and yourself, and everything will be much better. That's what I'm saying.
Is there really a Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
I have no idea. I don't even know where that came from.
Is that a real place?
Yeah. And I was really going to try hard not to swear.
Oh, no.
Oh, well.
That's okay. One of the other things, since we're talking about things I wanted to bring up, is judgment. Because that's something we all face, and I've brought it up before, like, screw what other people think. But something happened to me recently, and it was like, it's happened to me a lot in the past, where me being myself, I'll give an example, I'm really happy very early in the morning. So when I go to work, it's 8 a.m., it's Monday, happy Monday, I'm happy, I'm cheery. That can rub people the wrong way.
She's not exaggerating either. She's probably more cheerful than that.
Oh yeah, I've kind of brought it down. I'm super excited and happy.
So anyhow.
Hey, I'm thankful. I woke up. My family woke up. We have our health. I have a job to go to.
All right, so you're happy. You go into work and you're pumped.
And this has happened to me before, like at places I've worked, where I'm super happy or excited just because, like, hey, we're here. And other people aren't as happy or enthusiastic. Maybe more on the grumpy side because they don't want to be there so much. And they get annoyed with me. They get frustrated with me. I've had people be like, I can't deal with this today. I can't deal with you. And I used to, yeah. And I used to take that so personal. Like, I'm trying to be helpful and I'm trying to make people smile. And just, I'm in a good mood and you can't deal with that and I'm the asshole.
I'm laughing because I can relate, not to you, but to the person
to the asshole
who's going, fuck, I can't deal with this person today. Jesus, well, shut the fuck up already. Like, I've been in that position and I'm not saying it was right because when looking back on it, it's like, why does anybody have a problem with somebody that's happy? Well, it's because misery loves company.
But
as
yeah,
the old saying
so I
goes.
used to take it. It used to hurt me so much, and I think, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why do I suck so much that people can't stand me because I'm in a good mood?
Why do I suck so much? I'm so happy. Why do I suck?
Yeah, seriously, like, what's wrong with me?
Think of the logic there.
I know, but this is like, it's that manipulation. And so it happened recently, and the person kind of gave me attitude throughout the day, and I just was thinking, and this was like the first time I didn't get upset. And I thought about like how much I've overcome throughout the year, because I didn't get upset. And I just thought, wow, sucks to be her. I'm happy, I'm at a high vibration. I'm not gonna lower myself to appease other people. If you can't deal with me, that's a reflection on you and what you're not able to handle, apparently. Not a reflection upon me. And I was just really proud of myself for coming to that because I used to, like, it would break my heart. I'd get so upset that I'd annoy people and they'd be dicks about it because it's like, here I am trying to help and be happy and I'm the asshole? No, I don't think so. So just in terms of judgment, that's another thing I wanted to say. Like, I came through that. Like,
you got to that point.
Yes.
Where you finally were like, I don't care
Eureka.
what other people think of me.
Yeah.
That's honestly, like, that is something somebody should hate you for, being envious, because that's something that I think most people struggle with, is caring what other people think of them. That's why a lot of people won't ever go after their goals or their dreams. They won't do a lot of things that they wish they could do because they're worried what other people are going to think of them. Mm-hmm. So I think the fact that you've gotten to that point, that I think more people would hate you for.
And I don't care.
Rather than just being happy. But it's messed up though. Everything you said is like right on. And like I said, I could relate to the person that used to get, because I mean, I've had that in the past too with coworkers who are just always like chipper, and you're like, how the hell are you smiling right now? But what happened with me in those type of situations is, if I found myself in a situation where I was like, okay, I can't deal with this person, and I don't know how the hell they're happy being at this job, and then I'm gonna pat myself on the back a little bit. I would say to myself, okay, if I don't like it here, why am I here? Nobody's forcing me to be here. And that's when I would leave a job. When I came to that realization where I finally went, okay, and had that one-on-one with myself where I went, okay, wait a minute. That guy sucks right now because I'm mad and he's happy, so he sucks. But really, when you calm down and I think about it, it's like, okay, the guy's not doing anything to me. It's not harming me in any way.
Trying to help you with stuff.
He's just chipper. He likes the place.
Yeah.
He likes being here. I don't. Why am I here? For a paycheck? Okay, you can always get another job, right? Easier said than done sometimes. Mm-hmm. I'll grant you that. But every single time, without fail, I left. And I went and found another job. And I did something different. Anytime I was not happy, I human emotion, yeah, you get upset, you get angry and whatever, but I would always remove myself. And I think that is something that most people don't do. They will just stay where they are because of comfort, obviously. That's number one. And also because they're afraid of change and what other people may think of the decisions they're making.
And for me, I've always loved change. I just I like to have...
That's awesome.
I like to be controlling. I like to have like a plan, like A through Z, and then A through 100, B through 100. But
it's not an exaggeration either.
I can also roll with the punches and make the most of change. And I might get a little grumpy, but I get over it really quick. But then you have the fear, and I've released a lot of my fears. And I've released my fear of judgment. And so for me, it's very freeing, but I realized we all need to stop judging each other.
That's easier said than done.
And that's part of the mind your own business. Like, you don't like what I do. I'm not hurting you. I'm not hurting anyone. Let it go.
I think when you said mind your own business, and I know were you done with that point, because you just kind of sparked. When I was saying earlier, I'm just going to clarify when I said worry about yourself and worry about your family. That's kind of the thing. Mind your business. Mind your own business.
Yeah, exactly. Mind your own business.
I don't care what the fuck this guy's doing.
You don't have to make
whatever.
your comments.
Keep your shit to yourself and worry about yourself.
If you can't deal with somebody being super happy, that's your problem, not theirs. Don't try to make it their problem. You know, if you're miserable at your job and...
If you're fortunate enough to have one.
Yeah, if you're fortunate to have a job that you're miserable at, be thankful you have a job and you have a choice. Make the best of it and shut your mouth or leave.
We're like preachy in this episode.
I don't care.
This is like a
I don't care.
episode.
No, I'm just sharing like the things that I've kind of learned and picked up, especially over this year where it's like I knew it, but it was really hard for me to do it myself. It was a challenge for me to overcome worrying about other people judging me. And it was always baby steps. It would be like, okay, well, this I don't care about anymore. But then like some of the stuff where just like that, like where I'm trying to help people and I'm happy and they put that dig at me for that always kind of got to me. And it finally happened where I was just like, whatever, that's their problem. And that was something that I overcame over the year. So I wanted to talk about that.
And that's awesome. Like, seriously, that's awesome, because so many people, again, like I said, that I think more people would envy you for or be angry at you for than...
Not my problem.
And the fact that you recognize that and can say that and mean it, that's huge. For me, I've never really cared that much, but I'm also somebody that wanted to be a pro wrestler and fake fight in a ring in front of people in my underwear. So I had to get over that fear of what anybody thought of me early on in life. So I was lucky in that aspect.
Well, I've always been a people pleaser. I just want to make everybody happy.
Yeah, and you can't.
And I would take everything to heart. Yeah, but I'm an empath who takes everything to heart.
Yeah, so that had to be a lot more difficult for you, of course.
Yeah, and it's something where I overcame it. So again, for this being a year 9 for me, it's kind of like the things I knew I had to work on, and it's like I did. And I feel like the end of the year, and that was one of my big things, was the judgment. And when people are judging me, especially like the kind where it really hurt me, not allowing it to, and realizing that is their problem.
Yeah, and
it's a reflection on them.
Right, and again, just realizing that if you're allowing somebody to get you down, you're allowing them to get you down.
Yeah.
They can say whatever the hell they want to you, good or bad. It's up to you whether or not it affects you.
And we all have a choice.
Do you allow it to help you, to affect you, excuse me.
We are so lucky. We have the ability of choice. We can choose how we want to react to things. So, yeah, something might piss us off, but we can choose to just walk away and leave it alone because we know, like, whatever, that's their problem. Or we can choose to be a dick to somebody and say something even meaner. Like, we all have a choice. And I chose not to let it bother me.
That a girl.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yay.
Yeah.
So
good stuff.
On 2020, is there anything else that you wanted to reflect upon?
I mean, no, not really. No. No, it's like any other year for me. Once it's done, I don't want to look back. Kind of want to move forward and just worry about. I want to like, obviously everybody. We did a show on this about why New Year's resolutions are for losers or quitters or what did I say? What was it? Whatever I titled it. Go back and look in the archives, in the show notes, or in the show.
And if you didn't listen to it.
Yeah.
Download it, like it, subscribe.
But I always thought the New Year's resolutions thing, you're doomed to failure in my view because you're waiting for a date, an arbitrary date. It's arbitrary. Yeah, it's the first, but it's still an arbitrary date. You're waiting to start something or make a change or whatever. If you really want to change, fucking do it right now. Yeah. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
And I wonder, is that part of the fear? Like, kind of like when you're jumping off the diving board where it's kind of high, you just gotta wait to like get to that point.
Possibly. I mean,
somebody's behind me. I gotta go now. I don't have a choice.
And now, especially with social media and stuff like that, everybody's got to go and post. Oh yeah, this is the year I'm gonna do it. And what are you really gonna do it, or are you looking for people to go? Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Well, we've talked about before. People want to get that illusion of what they're doing. I'm going to give off the illusion that this is me or this is going to be me. And it's just like, I don't care. Yeah, not to be apathetic, but like, I'm going to worry about myself.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I want to focus on going forward is being present, being more in the moment, and worrying about right now, not worrying about something that I did yesterday or last week or something that's coming up in a week or 2 weeks. Being more present and in the moment.
That's and not waiting for the time to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's something that I myself struggle with. I mean, being perfectly honest. And that's something that I want to focus on and that I've been trying to focus on before January 1st. I've been trying that and trying to be more present, I guess.
It's so funny that you say that. Because yesterday when I was vacuuming, of all things, I was vacuuming and I was thinking about that. I'm going for my certification in something. I'm not going to talk about it until later.
Sure.
But I was really excited because it starts in February. And I'm vacuuming and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, for a second I thought, oh, I just can't wait for that time. And I stopped and I thought, Monique, no, enjoy the time. There's so much that can happen between now and then. And so many, like anything, just enjoy the time and enjoy the moments. And once you get there, awesome. But it's funny, I had this like conversation and it was probably my guides telling me. But it was just like, no, be present in the moment. So I just think it's really funny you said that because I literally had a conversation with myself about that yesterday when I was vacuuming.
We share a brain.
Apparently we do.
We do.
Our spirit guides are like tag team partners.
Our spirit guides.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have spirit guides.
You do.
I guess maybe I do. I don't know. I don't recognize them yet, I guess.
You'll get there.
Maybe, hopefully. Well, that's something that we actually will probably do a whole show about this, but just really quick before we wrap up, the flip side, the movie that we watched, the documentary that we watched.
Oh my gosh.
That was a game changer for me. Just looking at things from that perspective and really trying to kind of, I guess, approach every day from the perspective of, if that is really the case, then what am I supposed to be doing? And we should probably elaborate maybe a tiny bit so people know what the hell we're talking about. We watched this movie called The Flip Side. And there's more to the title, but that's like the main, it's one of those, I think it's a documentary based on a book or a book that was written after. Anyway, there's a book and there's a movie. Well, it's a documentary. It's about it's past life regression, and what happened was this doctor was regressing people, like doing hypnosis,
hypnotherapy.
Thank you, sorry, and was just finding people were describing a place that wasn't Earth. It was like like where their soul went after they died, but before they came back.
And they called it LBL, life before living.
That's what. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And, yeah, there was a lot of terminology that was used that if I'm not writing it down, I don't really remember it that well.
So this documentary, I'm watching it and I'm just like, this is everything I believe.
Yeah.
And everything like I felt inside, like, because I'm an empath and I feel things and I know things, so it's just how it works. But it just was like, this is what I know. This is what I feel.
Yeah. So they're talking about like where the soul goes
after you die.
After you die, and then
like before you get reincarnated.
Right. If you believe in reincarnation, everything that you obviously this is you have to really take a leap in and kind of just like for me, I never knew what I believed. I still don't know what I truly believe happens, and obviously we don't know till we get there.
I know what I feel.
But this was very interesting to me because this doctor was regressing people and they were all describing the same thing. And I think he ended up getting something like 7,000 different reports from people all around the world, people that didn't know each other or anything, and they were all describing the same type of things when they
were happening after they died.
When they were regressed or hypnotized or under hypnosis.
They're under hypnosis. So basically,
yeah, you got this terminology a little better than I did. So if you want to explain,
so the way it works is with LBL, life before living. The way it works is you go under hypnosis, and usually you do a past life regression. And then that kind of helps open the door. I guess they recommend doing at least one past life regression before you try to do the LBL hypnosis. So what happens is you start going back, you're in hypnosis, and you go in your memories, and you go back through your childhood, and then you go into the womb. And then it's like you're going backwards. And from backwards, you go back to life before living, like your spirit, the spirit world. Or they'll do something where you're in a life and then you die in a past life. And then what happens? And you go to the spirit world. And essentially, people talk about what they experience. And they talk about, what it's like. And that there are contracts that are made between
I don't want to get too into it because
but there's all these things that kind of explain why things are the way they are, sort of. And for me, like I've always said like, oh, I believe this happened in past life, and it's weird because I never really thought about like, oh, past lives, reincarnation, but I just always felt like, okay, this is what I know. This is what I know about me. Might not be for everyone, but this is what I know about me. So watching this documentary, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is how I feel about everything. Like what I feel and know inside, for me, that's true.
Yeah, it was very, very eye-opening. And again, I don't know what I believe, what I feel, but this definitely made me think. And it was very, I don't know the word I'm looking for. I don't know how to explain it, but it really hit. I guess it really resonated with me. I guess, and just trying to, since watching that, what was it, 2 weeks ago now, a week ago, whatever it was. Just thinking, okay, like taking a step back and stopping when a situation presents itself. Okay, what should I be learning from this? Or what's the challenge I'm facing
here? And I love that because that's how I've looked at things. And it's like, I remember I was driving in the car and something didn't go right. And I was like, okay, what's my lesson? And like, that's how I always like to look at things. I've always been like, okay, how can I learn? I always feel I have a choice. I can let it ruin me or I can grow and learn from it. And I've always said like, okay, what is my lesson? And that's just a conversation that I have with myself. So I think it's really awesome that it struck you in such a way that it makes you think like that.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. And you were talking about going backwards and that was actually something that I tried today for the first time, which is a form of Chinese meditation that it's you're doing everything backwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like sit down, and it's not one of those type of meditations where you sit there and clear your mind or whatever. No, it's an active meditation, but you're actually doing. You're essentially, the way to do it correctly is you want to walk backwards. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but as you walk, there's certain ways you move and breathe, and you do like 100 steps doing this, visualizing this, and then 100 steps breathing a certain way, and and basically you go 2,000 steps, and you're supposed to do it all walking backwards. And I tried it today. I mean, it was all right. It was different. I didn't feel bad after. I thought normal, but it's one of those things that it's kind of one of those you have to do it all the time before you start to notice and really feel differently. So that's something that I tried today.
That's awesome.
It was neat. It was different. It was definitely different. I'm open to trying all these new different things, and it's an ancient Chinese meditation, active meditation technique. And like I said, I'm going back now. I don't care about this new cutting edge shit. No.
We're not talking about China today.
Anything new, anything cutting edge, anything science. No. It's all bullshit.
Tried and true.
It's all bullshit. You know what works? What's been around forever. You know, you want to know how you fight disease? You fucking eat right, you get plenty of sunlight, and you fucking breathe. That's how you stay healthy and you fight disease. I don't give a shit what anybody else tells you. That is the fucking truth. That statement right there will probably get us banned. Me saying that will probably get us banned.
What else is new?
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, that's something I tried today. I thought it was really cool,
Nice.
and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna give it at least 30 days because that's what they tell you. You want to consistently do it for 30 days, and then make up your mind if it's something to continue or not. And and it is something you do every day. So
That's awesome.
yeah, pretty neat.
Yay!
So like I said, I want to. That's my thing for now.
Good.
that I'm trying. So I'll keep everybody posted.
At least you're trying.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not just. I don't want to just try. I want to actually give it a chance.
No, I know, but I'm just saying so many people talk about wanting to do things, but they don't even try it. They don't even give it a chance. And they just don't do it. And they write it off for whatever reason.
Yeah, but I mean, I think like with things like that, for example, the meditation or exercising or trying a new diet or whatever, you can't just try it once. You have to do it for 30 days. I mean, minimum 30 days to see, and then kind of, diagnose yourself or see, take it apart and see, did this work? Do I feel different? Do I feel better? Do I feel worse? Whatever. So, yeah, that when you say try, you got to give it time as well. And I think that's the thing, especially now with technology.
I did it once and nothing worked.
Yes, especially now. That is the biggest hurdle I think that everybody has to get over. They have to get over that hurdle of wanting something right now and wanting something to be instant. And sorry, that's not how life works. It never has been. It never will be.
I always say good things come to those who wait.
Yeah, those are cliches that have been around forever for a reason.
Yes. Be patient.
Yeah.
Patience is a virtue.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that. Well, anyhow, we kind of went all over the place.
No,
this
we
week.
did, but it was fun. We looked back on 2020, looking forward in 2021. We have a bunch of things on the horizon for us, and it's really exciting. And some changes happening, and it's just kind of, like I said, it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. 2021 will be better than 2020, and 2020 was better than 2019. I mean, that's the way I like to try to look at things. I like to try to look at every single year is better than the last, and I think that, I mean, that's how your life. I feel that's how your life should be. You should be getting better with age, kind of like a fine wine, right?
Yeah.
Using that
Or
analogy.
good cheese.
Right. You should be trying to get better with age. So that means with your health, with your mental health, with everything. You
I
should
read
be trying
books
to
this
get
year.
better. Yeah, you
I
started
read a
reading.
lot. I read a lot of books.
I think you probably read more books than I did this year.
I bought a
Jeez.
lot of books. We had to get a bookshelf.
Yes. We had to get a bookshelf for us, like for the bedroom.
Yes, because I have so
yes,
many books.
you have so many
you
books.
buy so many books. And
Oh yeah, I've got a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got a ton of books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yes, yeah. It just I think that should always be that's what I try to teach our boys too. You want to forget yesterday. Worry about today, and don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about doing your best today.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow you're going to do better than you did today. Always try to get better and be better. And that's why I always try to look. That's why I don't care about birthdays and things like that. I always just try to look at, okay, everything's got to. You should progressively be trying to get better.
Yeah.
It's like climbing a ladder. You want to climb, you get to the top, right? You want to be better. You want to be further along than you were. I don't. For me, up here, it doesn't click if somebody wants to just stay the same and always be the same. It doesn't make sense to me. But I feel like the majority of people, that's what they do. That's just the sad reality.
It's the challenge of, like for us, it's the challenge of doing that without worrying about the past and not worrying about the future. Focusing on the day.
Yeah.
Get better. Don't focus on, unless you're learning a lesson from the past.
Sure.
Remembering that lesson.
Sure. So for everybody that's listening to this after December 31st, Happy New Year.
Happy New
if you're
Year!
not, Happy New Year.
Happy early New Year.
And continued happiness above all else, and health and happiness.
Find your happiness.
That's it. And
I gotta say, if anyone tries to make you feel bad because you're happy, just remember that's their problem, not yours.
tell them to take a hike, get lost.
Just give them a big old smile and walk away.
There's a reason I don't have a lot of friends. And it's not because I'm not a friendly person or anything like that. It's because I am very selective about who I allow into my life. I'm very, you know that.
Yeah, here I am.
Yeah, I don't know how you.
I don't know. How did that happen?
I have no idea how you made the cut.
Wow.
Just kidding. But yeah, no, I'm very selective about who I allow into my personal life because I don't know. I've always been like that. I've always been like that, and I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Don't let people ruin your happiness.
Don't let people. Thank you. Yeah,
So you
I
don't
kind
want people ruining your happiness.
Yes, and for me, getting personal too, because we just had the anniversary just recently. But my best friend passed away back in 2008, and ever since then, I haven't had a best friend. I guess I've kind of, and I know like doing a lot of reflecting and like inner work or whatever with myself. I know that it's because I went through a lot of pain, obviously, from that, and I don't want to put myself in that position again. So I have kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say removed myself, but I guess that's probably the best way of putting it.
Take yourself off the market for a bestie.
yeah, that's it. But I haven't really gotten as close to people just because of the effect that loss had on me, and it was a tough one. And I mean, everybody can relate. I'm sure. Obviously, the older you get, the more you can relate. But yeah, for me, that was always the thing, and that's when I mean, before that, I knew that obviously you're responsible for your own happiness, not your friends, not your family. You're responsible for you and for how you feel and what you do. But that one really, I was like, I can't ever, like, that's just, that was like a decision I made when that whole thing happened. It was like, I can't allow myself to become vulnerable enough to be that close with somebody again.
that you did, because less than a year later, you and I started dating.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. And then I met
So
you.
you opened yourself up.
I did for you. I did, and that's it.
I'm special.
You are special. Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, this is weird. How I just kind of opened up here like
That's
this.
okay.
Yeah, it's kind of. I wasn't planning on that at all. But yeah, just coming up for the new year, just your health and happiness. That's it. I wish that for everybody listening or watching. Just get your health in order if it's not already, and if it is, maintain it, because it doesn't take much. And I'll tell you right now, what are wealthy people that are not healthy trying to buy? They're trying to buy their health, right? And if you are healthy, what are you trying to do? You're trying to get wealthy, for the most part. But if you are wealthy, can you buy health? Not really. It's kind of tough to do.
Not the good kind.
Not the good kind, right. So take care of yourself, and most importantly of all, just whatever you're doing, try to be happy. Try to find and do things that make
Find
you
your
happy.
happiness.
Yeah,
And don't let
because
others bring you down.
Yeah, exactly. So
Don't let others judge you.
yeah, F them.
And don't judge others.
F everybody. F everybody that isn't on board with you or your happiness.
Yeah.
You don't need them. There's plenty of other people in the world that will be.
And if you're happy, we're happy for you.
100%. So that's all I want to leave everybody with. Have a happy, healthy 2021. And no matter what's going on in the world, just try to make the most of it. Because I guarantee you, there's going to be more shit coming down the pike. That's just how it is. But try not to let it affect you too much.
I just realized 2021 has an extra syllable. That's why.
2021, yeah, okay.
It's an extra syllable. That's why.
That one syllable has tired you out over here, huh? Okay.
I'm a projector with my human design.
Oh boy,
okay?
Here we go. Well, on that note, we'd love to hear from everybody about, what you think of the show, what you thought of 2020.
Yeah, what did you think of 2020?
Did you have a good 2020? Did anybody else have like a
Let
decent
us
year?
know.
I would like
Did you have a really
I'd like
crappy
to know.
year?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
I'll give you a hug.
Let us know.
Virtually. Virtual hugs.
Virtual hug.
Yes.
Yeah, we gotta eliminate that. We gotta get back to real hugs again.
Well, if somebody lives across the country.
Fair enough. But yeah, if you want to reach out to us, we'd love to hear from you. We are on social media. We have a Twitter account.
At Homewrecker Pod.
We have
Parlor.
just a Twitter, right?
We have an Instagram, but I haven't updated it because it doesn't let me. I was able to put something up saying, follow us on Twitter or Parlor or our website.
Okay, so that's still there?
It's still there.
Right.
I think I'm going to have to make a new thing and then take that one down.
Fair enough.
But I just don't care that much right now to do it.
Social media can suck it.
Yes, it can.
And then what was it?
Parlor. At
We
Homewrecker
still have the
Parlor.
Parlor,
We do.
even though it's compromised social media.
Nothing's happened.
Fair enough.
I'm updating it.
Okay. All right. As long as it's cool, still working, great.
I just go on, boop, boop, post my stuff, submit it, it shows up. That's it.
I deleted that thing because I looked at it for a few minutes and went, I can't figure this thing out. I just got rid of it.
I don't know why
no
you're
clue.
having such a hard time.
Because I don't care about it that much, I guess. That probably has a lot to do with it.
That's okay, because for my Etsy shop, Wonders by Monique, I had my Instagram page, and I'm like, a lot of business comes from Instagram. I really need to set up a new one so I can promote it. So I created it, and I'm just like, I just don't want to, I don't have the energy. I'd rather put the energy into making stuff than doing social media.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But you can follow me on Twitter at _Monique Giselle _ for any of my Etsy stuff, or go to Etsy, Wonders by Monique, or my website, tarotbymonique.com.
The Homewrecker podcast has a website too,
Yes.
where you can find our shows and stuff.
And links to my stuff. And your stuff.
What is that website, Monique?
Homewreckerpodcast.com.
There it is.
There it is. I had to get my shit in.
There you go. Yes, and my stuff, alexarionfitness.com. Check it out. Got some helpful information, stuff like that on there. Coaching is available too if you're interested in that.
Yeah.
So check all that stuff out. And am I forgetting something? I am forgetting something. Like, subscribe, 5-star reviews on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast. We appreciate it.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
The podcast or on YouTube or Brighteon. Like our stuff.
That's what I was forgetting.
Please. And for everyone who's commenting, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate
Got a lot more. We're getting comments on YouTube, and I love it. So
yes,
thank you.
It's definitely cool. So thank you guys so much, everybody, for listening, for following us, watching us, putting up with us, interacting with us.
And when he says putting up with us, he means putting up with me. I know my truth.
Most people are probably
just don't care.
Shut up, Greek. We want to hear the wife. We don't care about you.
The girl who can't articulate sentences to like string words together.
Yeah, but you're lovable and beautiful, so you get a pass. Or something.
13.
All right, so until next time, we'll be back in 2021.
I thought you were going to say, we'll be back in 20 minutes. And I'm like, what?
In 20 minutes, we're going to be right back with a
What?
No.
What did I miss?
No.
Okay, yes.
We'll be back in 2021, and until then...
Catch you on the flip side.
Yes, catch you on the flippity flip.
Yes.
What? So ridiculous. Yeah, there we go. Going off the rails at the end of the show.
It's okay.
All right.
It's the end of the year.
Yeah, it is the end of the year. You know, we should have probably had champagne or something, or
because we're such big drinkers.
We should have opened the red wine and drank some red wine.
We should have, but we'd be asleep by this point if we started at the beginning of the episode.
We'll do that next time.
All
we'll do it next year.
We'll ring in the new year.
We'll ring in the. Well, yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll do the New Year's episode. Drinking wine.
The new year.
Well, this is like the end of the new. Wait.
This is the end of the year.
I'm all messed up. I don't know.
We can do a New Year's episode, I guess.
Yeah, we'll do a drinking wine.
We'll have a red wine episode.
A red wine episode.
There we go. 2021.
Where we drink red wine the entire time. And
we can play UB40 red wine. That's our intro.
So cheesy, but why not? All right. So, again, a happy, healthy 2021. We wish all of you. And we will see you back next time. Until then, I am the Golden Greek Alexarion. I've been joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, the lovely Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker Podcast.